What's going on, folks? Will Stewart here with Will Stewart 365, and today we are back with another unboxing and first impressions. Today we're going to be doing what people are saying is the best designer fragrance release of 2023, and that is John Paul Gaultier Male Elixir. Let's open this can up, and it's not in a box, but let's see if it can smash the can. Welcome back to the channel, folks. Thank you guys very much for all the love and support that you've been showing the channel over time. Today, we're going to be hitting up the brand new 2023 John Paul Gaultier Parfum Elixir. But before we crack open into this can and we take a look at the fragrance to see if it's worth all of the hype that it's getting from all of the big YouTubers all over the place, make sure you are hitting that like and subscribe button and all of that good stuff, letting us know that you're enjoying the content and that you want to see more. Let us know down in the comments if there's something else that you would like to see that you haven't seen already on the channel. I will do my best to get it into the queue, although I do have a lot of reviews lined up, so it may be a while before I get to it, but I will do my best. Let's open this one up and see what it smells like. So we won't need the knife for this one because it comes off with a nice little wrapper here over the can. We've gotten this one in the smaller size. The larger size of this, to be honest with you, is actually pretty hard to find. But we're going to be taking a look at this one. We're gonna try to crack this one open here. Obble it. It's in there pretty good. Doesn't want to come out. Oh, there it goes. So we've got this one here. We've got this bottle. Look at that gold bottle. Look at that gold bottle in the red velvet trap there. We've got this one in the, I think it's 2 ounce. 2.5 fluid ounces to 75 mil. So, you know, only 25 mil short of 100 mil, but these ones usually come in a large 125 mil bottle. But I had a hard time finding the large one, and Macy's, believe it or not, because this one is almost impossible to find from discounters right now. So I did pick this one. We'll go ahead and pick this one up from Macy's. And Macy's was actually running on a pretty good deal where I think I picked this up for around $80 in this size. So over Black Friday, around that time, Christmas period. But we're going to be opening this one up. We're going to compare this one to my personal favorite from the line so far, and that's going to be Male Le Parfum. But first of all, before we get into it, let's take a look at the can. So you do get this in a gold can. It's got John Paul Gaultier Male Elixir there on the side. It does open from the bottom. On the bottom, you do have the size, the information, the bark, batch code, and all that stuff. Batch code on this one is 317711 for all of you batch code lovers. On the top of the can, you don't have anything, but it does look like a can on the back. You don't see any of that. On the wrapper, obviously, there was some more information there, a picture of the fragrance in the bottle as well. On the back, in the bottle here, you do have a better, it's not even like a key ring. It's like a solid round ring that goes into this pull clisp here that keeps the fragrance from being sprayed. It is a really cool, like, metallic gold outskirt with the glass behind it. It's really cool how they did this. Like, I don't know if it's painted gold or if it's like a metal, like dipped in metal or something like that. I'm not 100% sure how they pulled this off, but the bottle looks absolutely fabulous. Like, as far as the bottle is concerned, I'm sure this is going to have a normal atomizer. Again, the atomizer is not centered. I don't know why they don't pay more attention to that, but maybe it takes too much manpower. But that's the bottle we got there. You know, obviously the normal Le Male bottle. On the bottom, you do have information like batch code and house information, concentrate. Let's see if this one is a pure parfum. It is a parfum. So this says Male Elixir Parfum. So this is a parfum concentration. Let's grab a handy dandy test strip and see if we enjoy it. We got the little pull pin here. A lot better quality than the ones that are on the other older Le Males. The atomizer was almost primed right out the bat. I saw it. This is good. This is good. If you like deep, dark, and sweet, this is perfect. But it does have almost like a effervescent top, like a spearmint. But the spearmint just gives an airiness to the depth and the sweetness. It's interesting. This is really good. Like, let's compare it to the Le Parfum. So we got the Le Parfum here from the house as well, and you can see that on these ones it has just a really kind of chintzy ring there. But basically, you know, same bottle design for the most part. Let's take a look at this. We'll grab a test strip on this one as well. Yeah, okay, so they're different. Yeah, so the Elixir, which is in here in my left hand. So the Le Parfum is gonna be a little bit powderier, right? Or kind of like that Dior Homme Intense vibe, but I don't think those two fragrances actually smell that much alike. Let's put the on my right hand here. So we got a pretty decent amount of juice there. And while that's drying down a little bit, there's like a weird, I mean, it's not weird. Like when I mean weird, I don't mean weird in like weird, bad weird, but it's like a weird, like weirdly good. It's got like a spearmint top. Okay. So this is quite a bit different than the Male Le Parfum. So I'm getting like a spearminty mint in the top, but then the base is very kind of, it's hard to explain. It almost smells like a barley-esque type of like a raisin bran, like, but not the raisin part of it, but the flakes in a raisin bran flakes, type of woodiness with some spice to it. Let's take a look at the notes here, because to be honest with you, it's good, but it's like, what is this? It's like a caramel, like a kettle corn, not the smell of the popcorn itself, but the smell from across the room, or as you walk past it, where you get the hot oil with the caramel popcorn. That's what I'm picking up, which is nice. So on the Parfumo app here, we've got Male Elixir 2023 new release, tonka bean, benzoin, lavender, and mint. There you go. So those are the only 4, but there's more in this, because I can smell the tonka bean, but the tonka bean is almost like a roasted tonka bean, right? And maybe that's where I'm getting that kind of like, you know, caramel corn pop type of a scent. Or that raisin bran. It smells like a roasted tonka bean. The vanilla, I'm not really picking up right away. I'm sure that'll come in the dry down. And then the mint, right? And then lavender. The lavender though is very soft. It's kind of either subtle or it's underneath, because the order in which they have the notes on the site, there is no top, bottom, middle. It's just giving 4 notes. And it says tonka bean, benzoin, lavender, then mint. But the mint for me, I'm getting right off the top. And that roasted tonka bean almost is giving off a slight leathery vibe, but not in a actual realistic leather way. It's not animalic at all. But roasted tonka bean for sure, mint, a little bit of the lavender, not picking up on the vanilla right now at all. Or the benzoin, I guess it's benzoin, it's not vanilla. But yeah, I mean, that's really what it smells like. It's like you can get that, it's roasted tonka bean with mint lavender. It's pretty good. How do I rate it compared to, like, does it blow my socks off? Is this like the best fragrance that I've smelled this year? It might be the best fragrance that's released this year, but it's not the best fragrance I've like. Do I like this better than the original Le Male? Absolutely, 100%. Do I like this even better than Ultra Male? Absolutely. Does it replace the Le Male Le Parfum? No, I don't think it does, right? Because they're in different veins. They're different animals. I mean, that mintiness, the mint is minty. Like the mint smells like mint. The tonka bean smells like roasted tonka bean.
The snozberries taste like snozberries.
Snozberries.
Use cases for this. I mean, this could go winter, fall, spring, because I mean, and it just depends. I'll have to wait till it dry down. But right now, because the mint is there, you could get away with this in early spring, you know, February, March, even April. The roasted tonka bean, almost with the mint, gives it a slight booziness as it starts to dry down here on my skin. Or that benzoin is starting to kick through, which sometimes benzoin can have a little bit of a boozy vanillic vibe to it, at least in my nose. Use cases for this one: date nights, fall and winter date signature scents. I mean, projection wise, it's not, I was gonna say it's gonna have like a moderate projection. Like it's not radiating off my skin a mile away. Like it's not as radiant as like a Dior Homme Parfum as far as projection, like off the skin. I have to get fairly close to it, but then when I get real close to it, it's very strong in my nostril. Like I can feel a little bit of a tinge. That could be from the mint, right? And I think the mint maybe holds it back, right? From being as dark as it wants to be. So it's interesting. Like I like it, but it's interesting. It's interesting what they've done here with this one. It's almost Leighton-esque in the opening, because you know that mint is popping through there, but there's not the fruity aspect that Leighton has in the opening. So it'll be interesting to see what this one's like in the dry down. But yeah, so like if I were to recommend, so I have 5 now from this particular line. I've got Le Parfum, I've got Ultra Male, I've got Aviator, I've got the original Le Male, and these would be the only 2 that I would recommend to pick up from that particular line. I mean, this one is going to be more of like your seductive, sexy type of a vibe, and this is an Eau de Parfum Intense, even though it's Le Parfum, so it's not a true parfum concentration. Whereas this is a true parfum concentration in the elixir, and thus the higher price point, right? I mean, like this in the 75 mil costs as much as this one does in the 125 mil. The bottle doesn't get a lot. It's not prone to fingerprints, which is super nice. It's starting to get a little bit more fruity off my skin now. And I think it's because the effervescent part of that mint is starting to fade off, but the leafy part of that mint is, which can smell somewhat fruity and a little bit sweet, is remained, right? So that mixed with this roasted tonka bean, and as that benzoin is starting to come through, yeah, so better in the dry down. Like it's only been drying down on my skin, like this video's been going on for 17 minutes, but you won't see 17 minutes on screen. It's about 50, yeah, so this is getting better. So I am liking this more. I am liking this more than the Le Parfum now. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one a few more wears, and we'll do like a line review of all the different ones that I have, like a buying guide. There's something that this smells like that's triggering something in my sense memory that I can feel it like, but I don't know what it is. Is it another fragrance, or is it a food? It's good. Okay, like this is getting real good now. So we're gonna get this one. In the opening, it's a little bit odd. So opening like fresh out of the bottle, fresh off the spray, I'm gonna say like it almost smells like a dried date, but better than, like this is good. So initial opening, 8 out of 10. Once you get 15-20 minutes into the dry down, this thing starts to turn to a 10 real quick. Like this is one that as you're wearing it throughout the day and you get whiffs, you're just gonna be like, yes. You're as you smell it on yourself, you're going to get that feeling of just, let me smell myself, right? Like it's one of those scents, right? Like Leighton is one of those scents. Parrot for me is one of those scents. Dior Homme Intense for me is one of those scents. Whereas as you just whiff it throughout the day, you just want to smell yourself. You want more of it. And I just keep finding myself going back to my hand and smelling it over and over and over again. Like this is good. 10 out of 10 for this one, guys. I'm gonna give this one 10 out of 10. But that's down to the dry down. 8 out of 10 in the first 5 minutes. 10 out of 10 after 15-20. Kind of like Leighton for me. Le Parfum, this one for me is a good 8.5, 9 out of 10. And these are the two that I would recommend picking up. And I may end up, once this one gets, next year, once this one gets into discounters in a larger size, I'll probably even pick up an extra bottle of this, because I think I'm going to empty this 75 ml pretty quick. I mean, I do have a ton of fragrances, and so my rotation is pretty diverse. So I may never actually go through this, but this one is really good. So look, man, I take back what I said. This is a good one. It's quality. Check it out. Pick it up if you can. Male Elixir. I see what. So the hype comes from the dry down. I see it. I get it. It's great. I love it. Go get it. I think this one's a safe blind buy. Wait for it to maybe get into discounters so you can pick it up at a decent price. You know, under $100 for maybe the 125 mil. That's it. That's all we got for today, folks. Stay good. Stay well. We'll see you guys next time. I'm out of here. Peace.